News and views from the best voices in our game. Subscribe to the Cricket News YouTube channel and press the bell icon for unparalleled cricket coverage. Hello and welcome to the Cricket News Podcast, Season 5, Episode 9. We are back talking about the T20 League this time around as well, IPL. Halfway through the league, and a lot of new things have happened. A lot of teams who we thought would do well have done well, and one particular team who not everyone thought would do well, who Abhishek Mukherjee thought right after the mega auction that they'd be a team to watch out for, have done really well. And we're going to talk about them particularly on this episode. But before that, bonsoir, Abhishek Mukherjee, there's been a development in your personal life this week. Would you mind sharing that with our audience?
Merci. So, je ne comprends pas.
No, I'm not getting anything what you're saying. I finished my French the moment I introduced you with a bonsoir. That was it from my end. If you want to conversate with our French listeners, you can do that. I'm no longer going to be part of it. But yeah, short and sweet. Abhishek Mukherjee. Yeah, it would be great if you could say the same in English. Then I can celebrate with you the fact that you did really well in your French exam.
Oui. Merci.
89%, was it? 89% or percentile?
Percent.
Percent.
As you say, 89%.
This is going too south too soon. I think we should return back to cricket. I don't even know what you're talking, but I hope it's good. All right. Coming back to English and coming back to cricket, Abhishek Mukherjee, Sunrisers Hyderabad, what are they? And what have they done after those first two games? How are they now competing with the top two spot takers?
Are you surprised?
I mean, a little. I would say I was completely as sure as you were in some of the previews that we did. You know, that's a team you should watch out for. Really, keep this as a recording so that we can show it to the world once they are on top of the table. And wow, they did reach there, and now seem to be like a team that can make it to the top two as well.
Yeah. In fact, he went in with one star player, one really big star, their captain.
Yeah.
And he seems to be one of the weaker spots, one of the weaker things.
True. So essentially, there are three teams we can give the biryani royalties in this IPL, right?
Yeah.
One of them is Hyderabad,
Yeah, one
and
of them is
just like a good
falling out of
biryani
contention.
that has a good leg piece. This team, this playing 11, also has its USP as its leg piece, which is its bowling, the fast bowling legs.
I
Fast
shall
bowling.
repeat.
Yeah.
I shall repeat the same sentence. I remember. I mean, at some point, one of these bowlers will get injured, and that is
True.
when Karthik Tyagi will come in.
True.
They made. I thought they made an error early first up when they picked Romario Shepherd ahead of Janssen.
Mm-hmm.
They rectified that very soon. So the thing is, Shepherd bats too low to make that kind of impact. Probably. Janssen is also a decent batter, but I think to blast out an opposition, he's the bowler they need. Janssen and Umran, and then you have Bhuvaneshwar and Natarajan.
Yeah.
Their main remind you, their star spinner is not there.
Yeah.
So Suchit is the second spinner.
Yeah.
They
True.
have
True.
Shreyas Gopal waiting just in case you need some variety,
True.
or they
True. So
someone gives a turning pitch.
yeah.
But that's okay. They also have an army of batters who can bowl. You can get 4 overs
Yeah.
from Markram,
Yeah. They're opener
Abhishek
bowls
Sharma,
as well. Abhishek
Abhishek
Sharma.
Sharma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your namesake. You'd be excited to watch him bowl as well. But here's the stat, right? 7 games through, uh, Sunrisers Hyderabad had most wickets by any team, most possible wickets, 55 out of the 70 wickets that they could have taken. And more than three-fourths of those coming from fast bowlers. Particularly excitement was around this one Umran Malik. Started off a little rough for him, of course, in that Rajasthan encounter, and then a couple of games later. But then now he seems to have picked up all that he could have from his teacher, Mr. Dale Steyn. He's bowling brilliantly, isn't he? It's not just about those fast deliveries anymore. He's bowling in the right slots. He's getting those economy rates, economy returns as well.
He will only get better with time. There's no doubt
Yeah,
about this. He's a fantastic
sure.
bowler. But the thing is, the Sunrisers attack is not only about him.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Natarajan has the most wickets,
True.
and he was almost gone from public memory for months, maybe a year, and he's
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
When Bhuvaneshwar failed in a couple of in an international series, there were calls of,
Hmm.
I mean, there were calls that Bhuvi is done.
Yeah,
Look at where he is. Marco
true, true.
Jansen, he was he was not a big name before the Test series against India,
Yeah,
and Tyagi is waiting.
definitely. Marco Jansen, how can we skip without talking about that one over he bowled against RCB where he just opened up their batting order all by himself?
But remember that Sunrisers. We were all joking that they started off late in the auctions,
Yeah, yeah,
and that was because the initial stages of the auctions are about the big names, the big stars. They
true.
did not want the big stars. They wanted a very strong pace attack supported
Hmm.
by a couple of good spinners. I won't say great spinners, not Rashid Khan, they
Yeah,
released him, but a
yeah.
couple of good spinners.
Good spinners. Yeah,
And then they had aggressive batters, some of whom can bowl.
yeah.
So this was a very focused, uh, calculated auction
Thought
strategy.
out. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And they somehow stuck to Williamson, and
Hmm.
I would like to see what they do when their bowlers actually they will at some point concede a 200 plus total. They did that against
Yeah,
Rajasthan.
yeah,
What their batters do when they concede 200, or what they do when they bat first?
yeah.
Will they still open with Williamson and use him in the power play? That is
Hmm.
something I would like
True.
to see. Or will they push one of Tripathi or Markram to the top?
Yeah, of course, that toss record has been something else, which has
Hmm.
obviously gone in their favor.
Flip the reverse
Uh,
of Rajasthan's.
true, true. But Rajasthan, hey, right now when we're recording, top of the table, that's good as well. But that's for some other day. As far as Hyderabad is concerned, this particular template, so to say, of having their fast bowlers, having their bowling attack go uh, really well, and just have one batter star for them worked out for them in 2016, didn't it? David Warner scored the majority of the runs for them. Ben Cutting, of course, had that contribution in the final, that really important contribution in the final with the bat and the ball. But apart from that, their bowling was the lead cast for them in 2016, and we've seen this template work in this league before.
Fast bowling.
Uh, Fast bowling. I need to be
Always,
very
always,
particular.
always.
I need to be very
Why?
particular here.
Why? Yes, the spinners do play a role in India. But
Yeah,
we have seen how the role Dew plays.
true, true.
Why stuff your side with spinners? Now they have got the anti-dew spray or whatever. But let us see. Spin will return. But you pick four pacers.
Yeah.
unless of course you have a spin pair like Rajasthan does. That
Yeah.
makes it different. Or if you are really of your or your if your pace attack is really weak, depleted like Chennai's, who are
True.
missing two frontline seamers. Or
Definitely.
let's say even Kolkata had a very good spin pair to start. One of them
Mhm.
has not done quite well, but they
Yeah.
had. I mean, that was their strategy
Yeah.
to get 8 overs
Mm.
out of their star spinners in the middle overs. It has not worked out. Varun has not done well, but essentially, pace is the way out.
Yeah. True. Yeah. And looks like a good template for a lot of other teams to follow suit as well, right? I
Gujarat,
mean, yeah, they have a brilliant bowling attack to introduce yourself to the opposition,
look
which
at the
start with
top three
Shami,
sides. Look at the
Pandya,
top three sides. They are
Loki
the three
Ferguson.
best
Yeah,
bowling attacks.
true, true. Even with Rajasthan, you sort of never forget that Trent Bolt has those first 4 overs. And even though he didn't pick Kohli yesterday, was on to him right from the word go. Kohli at least avoided getting dismissed twice in that first over.
I
So,
I
yeah.
would return to Bolt's ball against Rahul.
Oh, yeah. That was
I
too
read
neat.
somewhere that Bolt had only once bowled around the wicket to a right-hander in in IPL history before this,
Hmm.
and that was also to Rahul, and he
Yeah.
had got him, and he got him again.
Yeah.
It was a planned, calculated strategy that he would go round the wicket to him
Yeah.
and later over the wicket.
Yeah. He did say after the match that it was Jimmy Neesham's plan, but he wouldn't give him too much credit, which is, of course, right. But yeah, it's almost halfway been through this season, and the pitches so far have assisted fast bowlers. You know, proper
All
fast
pitches
bowling has
assist
been
fast
rewarded.
bowlers.
Do you think later on in the tournament, when they do get
All
slowed
pitches in
down a
the
bit,
world assist fast bowlers.
do you think when they later get slowed down in this
Yes.
tournament, it would be as
If
assisting
you are
as
a
it is
top
right now?
quality fast bowler, you will get wickets everywhere. It doesn't matter. Great fast bowlers have always taken wickets on flat Indian pitches as well throughout history. And in
So,
fact,
what's your?
I think a flat pitch is what differentiates a great fast
Hmm.
bowler from a decent fast bowler.
That's where your skill is tested most.
Yes.
Yeah, true. So, going forward, which of
I'll
these pace attacks do you find more favorable to
I'll give you
have
an
in your side?
example. What they did. I mean, I won't. I'm not saying Kuldeep Sen is a great fast bowler, but I'll tell you
Yeah,
what he did. He got Faf
yeah,
last night, and then when Maxwell came in, if you notice the field, he had a deep square leg and a deep fine leg.
yeah,
He made Maxwell believe that he was going to bounce. Then he also had, I think, a deep point. So he was showing him that he was trying to convince Maxwell that he was trying to bowl short.
yeah, yeah,
Then he pitched up, and Maxwell, he had been able to convince Maxwell that, okay, I'm going to bounce you. I'm fast. I'm going to bounce you first up.
yeah,
Maxwell was rooted to the crease and edged first ball.
yeah,
So essentially, does not mean you have to blast out the opposition. A fast bowler of reasonable pace, if they are inexperienced, the team management can come up with strategies like yesterday.
hmm,
The way Kuldeep
yeah,
Sen got Maxwell, I thought it
yeah,
was brilliant.
yeah.
It was
True.
a team wicket whose
Yeah,
the key to the success of which was the fast bowler.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, but there's also an interesting mix in this Sunrisers Hyderabad bowling attack, and that is the left and right hand combination.
Yes.
That helps you around as well so much because the batters, especially in those early overs, never have time to get settled in the middle. You know, you have attack from both ends coming in. An Umran Malik, a Marco Jensen, a Natrajan, a Bhuvneshwar Kumar bowling in tandem, and it's always difficult for you to settle yourself in.
And Jansen also, I Natarajan and Jansen are both left-hand seamers, but they are vastly
Yeah,
different from each other.
True.
They have different release points. They bowl
Yeah.
different lengths. They bowl at different paces. So
Basis.
they are. I mean, we assume
So are
uh,
Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Umran Malik.
yes.
Yeah.
So
So,
they have two right-handed seamers, two left-hand seamers, but all four are different from each other.
true. True. 16 overs of incredible surprises for the
And mind
batters,
you,
and they're working
no
out.
credit taken away from Suchit. He has been doing a
Yeah.
fantastic job.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. When you are in that bowling unit, and if you are retaining your spot, it means, the team management is
Yeah,
giving you that equal weight.
I mean, the opposition batters probably make up their minds to target him, but they can't.
True. True. Yeah, that's a difficult bit, right? You know that the other 16 overs are not going to be, you know,
Yes,
as targeted as maybe yours. That's going to be the mindset of the opposition, and you have to defend it after that. It's a tough work. It's a tough job. Uh, but so we can segue a bit here. Of course, there have been a lot of discussions about the T20 World Cup. Whenever there's an IPL happening in a T20 World Cup year, there will be these discussions. And this time around, what we have seen is the talk about which pacers are more likely to do well in Australia. It's difficult to judge that in the current form of these pacers, of course.
yes.
But
Let the
what
IPL
kind
get
of
over at least.
yeah. Yeah, and we
See,
have quite a lot of T20s after this as well.
when Karthik got those runs, everyone
Yeah.
wanted him in the side immediately. Immediately, despite there
Yeah.
being no
Yeah.
immediate match.
Yeah.
But he has failed twice, and suddenly the voices are gone down. If he fails twice more,
Yeah.
they will not want him again. Let him get two more good, excellent innings,
Yeah.
like the way he has been getting, and the voices will
Yeah.
be back again. So
Yeah.
at least let the league stage get over
Yeah.
for to make an to make at least some sort of prediction. But I can
Mm.
see some of these cricketers getting a chance in the build up to the
Mm.
T20 World Cup.
Mm. Arshdeep for one.
Yes, I'm surprised Arshdeep hasn't played for India yet.
And I'm also surprised there hasn't been much talk about him getting that opportunity in the India 11 of all the names that have come up.
Yes, India does not
Yeah.
have a left arm seamer.
True. True.
They had Natarajan. I think during the Kohli era, Kohli actually insisted on Khalid a lot.
Yeah.
Khalid,
Wanted to get that left
because
arm
of the
seamer.
left arm, yes.
Yeah.
Natarajan came, he had injury issues. It didn't work out for one reason or the other. He may find a way back. He's doing brilliantly this season, but
Did
I
brilliant
think
in Australia as well last time
yes,
around. Yeah.
I think Arshdeep is the one for the long haul,
True.
and
True. Has been
he will
brilliantly economical in those final overs.
he
Brilliant.
will play for India. He has to play for India.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And it, sort of sounded strange, but even last season he had given. So we of course saw those stats of how his economy rate has only gotten better in the last 4 seasons. But even then, quite a few fingers were raised as to, Punjab only retaining two players, and one of them is Arshdeep, and he's shown his value. He's shown his value right away. Uh, in really tough situations, if I may say. Even the Chennai game, kept his calm, kept his cool, and almost got them back. Those 2 overs that he bowled, the 17th and the 19th, were really what got Punjab through the line.
He is a fine bowler. He's a fine bowler.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about that.
true, true. And yeah, India might use that mix, as we say, which Sunrisers are using right now, having even a couple of left-arm pacers. Won't be so bad. But yeah, let's see how
Bumrah will still make
things
it.
happen. Yeah,
Bumrah will
definitely,
obviously make it, and
definitely.
none of the others is a guarantee.
A certain, yeah.
There are
Hmm.
many. So the Indian gone are the days when Indian fast bowlers would have been guaranteed picks. In
Yeah,
T20
we
cricket
have
these
too
days, it's
many of
only
them.
Bumrah, only Bumrah.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
So it is so the talent pool is so deep at. It can be
Sure.
anyone essentially from a group of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and watch during those bilaterals as to which players are making their place in the India 11. But certainly been exciting, the fast bowling that we have seen so far. Uh, yeah, I mean, uh, what do you make of? Let's make uh, predictions as to the next half of the season. Uh, do you think going forward, any of these teams that are on top and that we have talked about have a decent bowling attack, really decent bowling attack, better than the others, are going to be toppled by any of those that are on the bottom half of the table,
I can
beneath
see.
four?
You mean the bottom 60%?
Yeah, bottom 60. Oh, bottom 60%. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, I at this point I feel the top four teams have also looked the strongest. The gulf is not, I won't say huge with the others, but there is a gulf sort of.
Yeah.
It will take a serious effort for one of the bot, uh, bottom six to break through to the top four.
Yeah. Yeah.
The three of the
Yeah.
top four have excellent bowling attacks, the top best three bowling attacks. Lucknow doesn't have an outstanding bowling attack, but they have a very
Yeah.
deep bowling attack. So every match you would see a couple of Lucknow bowlers go underutilized. Because about 7, 8 people can bowl, I think, in the Lucknow side.
Yeah. Soines, Holder, Avesh, Bishnoi, um,
Kunal Huda,
Krunal Huda, that middle order, of course. Six are these. Who is one more? Badoni can bowl. Yeah. Uh, Quite a lot of
yeah,
quality there as well. But yeah, I guess I get your point. Even with Gujarat, the big issue is Hardik's fitness because he has been
hmm,
he has been bowling those power play overs, bringing himself in before Loki on most occasions, and those three have really done the job for them in terms of sheer pace and quality up front, and then comes Rashid Khan. So that's been good for them, but that fitness thing is going to matter a lot for them.
Yash
Uh,
Dayal.
yes,
Yash Dayal.
Yes, they are. Yeah, lot of quality Indian domestic stars coming through.
That was expected.
Yeah, yeah, and it's good for them in a way that eh, there can't be a much better time to perform right now, can it? I mean, quite a few,
See,
at least a couple of big Indian superstars not being
this
able to
this
perform.
was the season. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Uh, until the previous season, there were
yeah,
17 Indian players per squad.
yeah,
That is how much? How many? 17 8 are 136. This time it's 170. So there are 34 more players. But the
yeah,
main thing is, there were seven. Let us assume there are 50 star players in India. 50 cricketers
true,
who are outstanding.
true.
So now, earlier they used to get divided into 8 teams. So that's six per teams out of
Hmm.
seven.
Hmm.
Now they are divided into 10 teams. That's five.
Yeah,
So that is two players per team. The casual fan has not heard of, and that
yeah,
is two only if
yeah,
only if the all five Indian stars and all four overseas stars play.
yeah,
The count can be two, count can be three, count can be four, and so on.
yeah, yeah.
So
True.
there are more Indian stars, Indian, what do you say, fringe cricketers, unheard of cricketers playing this time. The
Yeah,
10 team tournament has made that. So what that does is, uh, if there are two or three of them playing, the responsibility on each of them is more.
mm, mm.
Earlier they would bat at seven. Now they're batting at three, four. Earlier
True,
they would be the fifth bowler of the side. Now they're the fourth bowler. So they are
true,
coming
true.
more and more into the limelight. And when that
True.
happens,
And, yeah. And it's not even been the India under 19 superstars who've taken the limelight. These are not the same players. I mean, we expected them to, in some manner or the other, and they haven't got many opportunities, to be fair,
They
as well.
will.
But it's always good to see different Indian players in the in the highlight, in the headlines, time and again. And that's what this league does. That's what this league brings to us. Well, fast
At some
bowlers,
point, Rajvardhan Hangavigan will play. I hope that is
yeah,
after. I mean, last year what Hyderabad did was they did not give Umran Malik a chance before they were officially knocked out.
yeah. Even Chennai didn't
Chennai are
have the
probably going to
opportunity
do
to
the
get.
same with
Uh,
Hungary.
Chennai didn't have the opportunity to play Gaikwad early on. That they did give him chance until the last 3 or 4 games, and
That
then see
was
where
that
he
was
is
forced.
now. Yeah, yeah,
That was forced. He had contracted COVID, but
yeah.
this is not forced.
Let's hope. Let's hope the teams that are, if we can say now, out of the top four contention do give opportunities to these players, and it's always good to see that. Thank you so much, Abhishek Mukherjee. Talking cricket is as fun with you as talking fast bowling, and I hope that this new discovery that I made this week, that you, of course, can talk cricket in French, only means that we have more content coming our way. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for
Merci,
all our
merci.
audience. Yeah, to all our audience and listeners, if you do like what we're doing, let YouTube know, or let the different podcasting platforms via which you have been exposed to us know of our work, and share this to
Preferably
your
not
people.
in
Thank you
French.
so much. Yeah, not in French, not now, not yet, not yet. Coming
Not yet.
soon.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Thank you.